Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to Man Knows Football. Apologies, we're running a few minutes late, and I know you can only see myself and Lewis on the screen right now, but Darko is running a few minutes late. And it's all right anyway, because it's going to give myself and Lewis some time to talk about, obviously, events that have transpired over the past few days to do with Graham Potter. It's been a minute since we've had Lewis on, but people, Darko will definitely be joining us. He's just had to do something, like I said. But while you are here, give this video a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button as well if you are new to the platform. We are on that road to 20,000. Also, if you can hear a noise in the background, that is the people in the building testing out the fire alarms. Don't know why it should take this long to test, but it is what it is. Hopefully, it's not too disturbing, but we're going to continue with the stream as normal. Lewis, my brother, how are you doing, man?
Hey, well, we won 2 games in a row. I'm actually feeling good for the first time in ages.
Yeah.
It's chilling. What about you, man? What are you saying?
Bro, all good, because listen, just like everybody else, I just wanted some piece of positivity. Some piece of positivity is what I wanted, man. And we got it twice. Obviously, we got that win over Leeds. Wasn't the most convincing, but I didn't care how we got it. And then obviously in the last game that we played, the Champions League game against Borussia Dortmund at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, man. That one there, I was happy with that performance. Obviously, we switched to the 3-4-3. 2 games in a row now where we've got a positive result. We're through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But as usual in this social media era that we're living in, some people are just getting too carried away, which is why I named the title of this video, Graham Potter's job is not safe. Keep on winning. So obviously I want to get your thoughts on that, Lewis.
Agree with every word. It's great to see us finally start winning, but it's because I think we finally started playing a little bit more to our strengths in terms of going back to the back five, containing a lead once we finally have it instead of just trying to play progressive football and dying by it. More defensive game management. It is just like a full 360 back to what we were already doing in the final weeks under Tuchel, but I guess it was a bit more necessary for us. But yeah, it's still like 4 wins in 18 now, which is a little bit better, but still need to see more. Still need to see more. It's way too early to just turn back into Potter in. For me personally, I've said it on one of my past streams. I've realized this whole Potter in, Potter out narrative is kind of just like this whole player stand narrative that I've been so against all season. Can't be asked for Potter in, can't be asked for Potter out. Just judge everything game by game. That's the way I'm moving with this now. And for me, the last 2 games, Graham Potter's done it perfectly or near perfectly. Just keep to the same level. Keep to the same level. Keep the wins rolling. Keep the smarter game management, even if it is a bit pragmatic, and just keep getting results. And we will judge things as things continue to go on. Don't need to be in, don't need to be out, don't need to be in any camp. Just keep doing your thing.
I think what's obviously stating the obvious and what's unanimously agreed, and we don't even have the luxury for this to happen. Yeah, that's Darko in the background. Hold on, Darko's here. Darko, listen, I need you to flip your camera so it's landscape rather than portrait, fam, so I can get you into the stream. Yeah, the people's in the comments are like, where's Darko, man? Like, flipping throwing tomatoes and that. They're trying to kill me out here, blood. Yeah?
There we go.
You get me?
Is it like this? Am I doing it correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is correct. That is correct. Now, I've just got to figure out which one is your... Okay, boom. That's your slot there. Yeah, Guni's getting used to this OBS thing, people. Yeah, my subscribers, if you lot remember, it used to be a struggle, fam. Yeah, it was struggle settings. Lewis was here when I had to abandon ship and start a new stream, blood. But listen, we persisted. We're here now. But big up Darko. Darko, the man of the hour, is here. Obviously, I'm here with Lewis as well. So I think this is the first time you two are meeting. You get me?
Yeah,
so,
big up, Steve. Big up.
Look up, bro.
But Darko, we obviously, the people want to know a lot of a lot of things that you've been tweeting about, but we're gonna make them wait a little bit. We're gonna make them wait. We're gonna build up the place a little bit more before we start taking in questions. But right now, myself and Lewis, we were just talking about the whole Graham Potter situation. You've gone portrait again.
Oh
Darko's
shit,
gone
my bad,
portrait
bro.
again. Yeah.
Hold on.
So
Hold on.
at this point, listen. At this point, it is what it is. Well, now we've lost him completely.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
He'll be back. Yeah. Darko's just disappeared. He'll be back. He'll be back, people. I promise. He will have a longer cameo than that. But let's talk. Let's talk about the Graham Potter situation right now. We can't get too comfortable. For me, that's definitely not enough to be saying, oh yeah, we got to keep him. He's got to stay. My view on it is this, and I don't think I've expressed it, but my view on it is this.
Is that calm, bro? Yeah.
That's better. That's better. Let me add you in one more time. So Darko is back again, people. But my view is this, Lewis, yeah. For me to even consider Potter having one more season, he has to get top 4 and he's got to get to at least the Champions League final. It's got that extreme. That's where I'm at. The amount of distrust I have for this manager based on what I've seen from him, it has to be a case of an extreme for me to change my mind. But what's your thoughts, Lewis, before we get on to Darko?
Is that your thoughts for this season or just in general?
That's for this season.
Yeah, I get that. But to be honest, like even judging him by the end of the season, I think it's still too early, like for in or out. I think. Well, tell a lie. I think you can make enough mistakes like he has over the last few weeks for fans to completely turn on him. But I don't know. I think just the jury's out with him. You got to judge this shit just game by game because he's not going to get sacked now. That Leeds game was meant to be like a cup final. He won that. He won the Dortmund game. He is not getting sacked now till the end of the season. So I think you can only judge by then if we're being real. It's about a game by game thing. I'm not going to switch and flip flop between Potter in, Potter out. I just got to the point where it's like I'm just going to see how he improves as the games go ahead because we could be Potter out all that we want. Unless we go on like another 6, 7, 8 games without a win, he's not going to get sacked. It's all just about results. And I think now it's been kind of put on the table that results have to be a must over the way the team is playing, over the philosophy, over everything. We need to just put results first. So all we can do is judge it based on that. If the results dry up, maybe we could have the conversation again. Until then, Potter just has to prove it to a lot of us. To me, I don't think we make the Champions League final. I don't think we make top 4. So I'm not even looking at those sorts of things in general. It's just about next season. Next season, once we have another summer transfer window, once we have a full squad laid out, I think then we can put everything on the table and say, okay, we need to start playing better and we need to start getting results. And then it's a case of Potter in or out.
Fair play. Darko, what are you telling me? What's your whole situation on the whole Graham Potter thing? Obviously, the 2 results, the 1-0 scrape against Leeds that we got, but he got the job done. Don't care how it got done. And then, obviously, very good victory against Borussia Dortmund from 1-0 down an aggregate to winning 2-1 at Stamford Bridge in that fashion. How are you feeling, though? Where is your thoughts on the whole Graham Potter situation?
I'll be honest with you, bro. For me, them 2 results, it's good on paper, but it's Chelsea. This is the bare minimum. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't too. For me, he done his job, innit? I have to give credit to him. He done his job. 2 must-win games. He was in trouble. It was getting hot. He was under serious trouble. So under serious pressure. So for me, bro, it's the bare minimum. Do you know what I mean? I'm not looking at these 2 games to then, change my mind to think whether this guy is good enough in the long term or whatnot. He just has to prove himself. Football's a results business. Do you know what I mean? And he's not been getting the results. And it was nice to see, the atmosphere at the bridge on Tuesday. It was electric. So it was nice to see that. It's nice to see, he showed a bit of passion. Do you know what I mean? But these things for me are the bare minimum. I'm seeing lots of fans saying, yeah, Potter's finally showing some passion and the fist pump. I'm thinking this is Chelsea. This is normal. Do you know what I mean? He shouldn't have to do this now. This should have been from day one. You need to know. You need to know. You're not a Brighton no more. Do you know what I mean, Guni? So listen, at the end of the season, we have to reevaluate and see what happens from now to the end of the season. But for me, it's business as usual. He's still got a lot of work to do, and there's lots of question marks. So
100%.
let's see. Let's see. We'll have to wait and see, bro.
100%. And obviously the next job being Leicester. But obviously before I get onto Leicester, let me get through a couple super chats. President Jafar, thank you for the super chat. Big up my guys, Guni and Lewis. Todd Lewis says 2 things now I want, Porto and Declan Rice. Interesting. So he wants Porto in the next round, and I don't know whether he wants Declan Rice. Todd Miller's a bit of a troll sometimes. I don't know if he's being serious here or not.
Rice doesn't want to come to Chelsea, my brother.
Well, hold on, Darko. We gotta break a little bit. We gotta break a little bit. That's coming later on in the stream, people. Yeah, we're gonna talk about transfers later on in the stream. We're just gonna talk a little bit about Graham Potter first. The whole situation. Obviously, Leicester's the next game Saturday morning. Yeah, we're going over to the King Power Stadium. We're playing against the team that are, I think, 2 points above the relegation zone or 3 points above the relegation zone. Yeah. So another team that we are playing to fight for survival. This is not going to be easy at all. It's not going to be an easy game. People are probably thinking, yeah, another relegation. No. Yeah, an away game. You get me? So that for me, again, nothing less than 3 points. I don't care about all of the drama around the situation. I'm looking at the players that we've got fit and available, right? We've got a bigger pool than what we have in the Champions League. Yeah, we should be putting Leicester to the sword and getting another 3 points. I want to see a run of wins. I don't want to see anything else. I'm not getting too carried away. But, Lewis, for Leicester, how are we looking? How are you feeling for that game?
Quietly optimistic, but I know what Chelsea's about this season, so we could easily smash Dortmund and draw 1-1 if we even get a goal. It's up to them to keep the motivation and the positivity going. That was a great performance against Dortmund, but they have to keep building on it. What we've seen from Chelsea this season is that we have zero sense of consistency, so I don't have too much faith that we could do it, but I think if we stick to the back 5, we could keep a clean sheet at the very least, maybe nick a goal from somewhere. Can't even believe I'm saying that about Leicester City away, but that's where we are this season. Yeah, we should win. But there's been a lot of games that we should have won and we haven't. So it's up to the players to apply themselves again.
Darko, Ben Chilwell going back to his old stomping ground. Reece James is fit. Wesley Fofana is playing some amazing football since he's been back from injury. Yeah. Some of our players are starting to... It's positive stuff. It's positive stuff. I don't know the situation with N'Golo Kante, whether he'll be back just yet. I'm going to guess towards the end of the month, but still, that's another addition to come into the team. Yeah. But Leicester, away, King Power Stadium. How are you feeling, my bro?
Oh, that's going to be an electric game, bro. We got 2 managers under severe pressure. From what I know, Rodgers' job's on the line. So they're very worried. Yeah, they're very worried if they could potentially go down. So Leicester's been a very strange ground for Chelsea in recent years, in terms of managers getting sacked. Do you know what I mean? So Potter, he's got some breathing space. I think if we don't get the result, I still think he'll be here, because he got us into the next round of Champions League. But I think it's going to be a very tough game. Very tough game. I don't know what to expect because, like Lewis said, with this Chelsea team, they're so on and off, You saw how they performed against Dortmund. They can perform like that. And then the next game, they can perform like how they performed against Southampton. So you don't know what to expect to this Chelsea team. But I do believe we'll just about make it. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be an easy game.
Lewis, do you think domestically, we've got... all right, let me rephrase that. So... Obviously, the performance in the Champions League was good, but we've got to consider certain circumstances with that type of football. 1, you're in the knockout stage. 2, there has to be a winner at the end of it. 3, obviously, those 2 things adds up to both teams at some point having to go for the win. Obviously, they want to go through to the next round, which equals a lot more space, a lot more open, free-flowing football, if you want to call it that. this is where I'm very careful with Graham Potter. Do you feel like this is a different challenge as to what we faced in the week against Borussia Dortmund? Because yeah, sure, some will say Dortmund are a better team, right? But just based on the football, can you see that being a little different?
Maybe. Only because I feel like the Premier League is just a bit more physical of a league in itself. And I feel like that's where some of our players, especially our forwards, struggle with in that remark. Dortmund always like to play a little bit more attacking, but like Leicester aren't really the sort of team that does a low block as well compared to what I've seen from the last times we've played them. So I don't know, maybe there'll be a bit more space for us to deal with. For us, like our biggest issue is just our finishing. Like we do make chances. I see us make clear-cut chances per game. It's just whenever we do, we don't finish. We put the ball anywhere but the back of the net. So it's like, in spite of the difference between playing in the Champions League and the Premier League, and I do notice that, whenever we make chances, we're still our own worst enemy. And that's the biggest issue for us. That's what holds us back all the time.
No, facts. Good question here. I just lost it. But Faniel was asking, Darko, does Cucurella hold his position and Badiashile sit down on the bench after the performance? Or does Badiashile step back into the fold?
I'm not gonna lie to you. We have to bring Chris Benoit back.
Swear down.
Cucurella did very well. Yeah, Cucurella done very well. He done very well. It's nice to see him put out the performance. He's been getting a lot of abuse, a lot of stick. He's been going through a lot, so it's nice to see his confidence coming back. But I think for this particular game, stick to Benoit. You know, he's not going to be playing Champions League as well, and I don't see any reason why we need to change it. Do you know what I mean? So I think we need to stick with Benoit. Yeah.
Lewis, it's a good point, you know. And the thing is Ben dropping him would be harsh in hindsight because he has been a consistent performer for us. But obviously, I understand like football's it's a meritocracy, innit? It's like if you play well, you deserve to play the next game. Cucurella played well, but with all things considered, like, what do you think?
I wouldn't really be too annoyed with either of them starting. So I think Badiashile's been amazing. Whenever I've seen Cucurella at left centre back, even past the game on Tuesday, he seems to do well in that position. I just think because of Cucurella's like confidence drop over the last month and the fact he's just pulled that back with a man of the match performance, I think you send the wrong message if you bench him. That's my only thing. But if Badiashile comes back into the lineup, I'm not going to complain. He's a quality centre back. I think we're going to be fine with either of them. But if you're looking at it from a perspective of man management, I think it just kind of sends the wrong message if you bench Cucurella after that.
I hear that, yo. It's two good points though, isn't it, Darko?
Yeah.
I'm fine with either.
It's a good predicament to be in.
This is what he's paid the big bucks for, to make these decisions. You know what I mean? It's nice to have these headaches though.
No, for real, it's a good selection headache. I mean, I wouldn't want to be Graham Potter having to make that decision, but I think if we can base both players on their last game, we're good either way. So I think it's a win-win, hopefully. But what I will say is one game is not enough for me to sway and say, yeah, Cucurella's turned it around and he's this player. Yeah. I'm still leaning with the consistency of Benoit Badiashile, and then on top of that, the composure that this guy has in certain situations is unmatched. And coming up against the Jamie Vardy, Madders, what's his name as well, Harvey Barnes when he's on it. These guys are not easy players to deal with, regardless of where they are in the table. And I think I'm gonna trust Badiashile more so to deal with it because of the Jamie Vardy situation. You lot know, old school shithouse striker, and he loves it. Yeah, and you know Badiashile will be happy to take care of that. Do you know what I mean? So either way, I don't really mind, to be honest. I don't mind. But we're gonna have to be on point against Leicester. There's gonna be no Thiago Silva. He's injured. And I wanted to ask you both about that. The fact that we had no Thiago Silva before this game had me worried. Don't you feel like that is a massive sign? That's a positive sign that we was able to get through that game without him, who to me, I'm not going to lie, some people might not like what I'm about to say, but at this point, for me, should be the captain of this club. 100%. I think he should be the... Say that again?
I don't see no issue with that, to be honest, bro.
Some people might know, how can you say that about Aspi? He's won everything for the club. Yeah, I'll never take that away from him. But it's just like, is he playing consistently enough? Is he a nailed-on starter every week to be able to lead the team? No, he's not, unfortunately. So that's why I bring that up. But no win without Thiago Silva. What do you lot think about that? Whoever wants to start can go.
I've seen this sort of debate come up, and I'm not saying you're doing it, but I've seen people saying, "Oh, we're better now without Thiago Silva in the squad," and I'm thinking, is this really the agenda we're going to go with now? That it was Thiago Silva out of all the players that was a problem. They're probably the only player who is outright deserving a player of the season, and we're going to say he's the problem because apparently we have to play deeper with Thiago Silva. I don't understand that because I've seen charts from the first half of last season under Tuchel, and we had some of the highest defensive lines playing a back three with Thiago Silva in it. So this idea that we have to play deeper with Thiago Silva is nonsense. The only reason why Thiago might have to play deeper is if we play in a back four, and that's what the problem is. What we changed was that we went to a back five, and we look a lot better as a result of that. We look a lot more defensively solid. Credit to all the defenders involved because it shows the strength that we have in that area, but let's not lie to ourselves about it. As soon as Thiago Silva's fit, he moonwalks right back into that lineup, and it's just that. Thiago Silva isn't the problem. We don't have to play deeper with Thiago Silva in the team. I think that's just a load of waffle from people with a Thiago Silva agenda, which, by the way, if you have a Silva agenda, God help you.
Yeah, you're mentally ill. At this stage, you cannot be helped in it. Like, you need to be sent for professional help.
Exactly. I swear, is he still our top assister in the league? Or has someone else taken that?
No way.
I know a month or two ago he was our top assister. And again, Thiago Silva being the problem, and a centre-back is our highest assister. I got no words for it. Like, Thiago Silva wasn't the problem. We'll be fine as soon as he's back.
Darko.
Yeah. Yes, brother.
Your thoughts on the Thiago Silva situation?
Oh, listen, I think it's absolutely disgraceful that people can make such outlandish comments like that. Honestly, I didn't even see that way from there. I haven't seen any comments like that, but that's crazy.
I've seen a couple.
Listen, Thiago Silva doesn't even need to train to come back into that team. He doesn't even need to train, bro. He walks straight back in. Moonwalks, like Lewis said. What I would say is that it's nice to see Koulibaly, finally getting up to scratch. You know what I mean? Because we all know he's got the quality, but he's not been good enough this season. And personally, I think we need to keep Silva fresh for some games and use Koulibaly in that same role he played. I think if we put him on the RCB or LCB, we're just going to look naked, He proves that
he's got to be central. He's got to be central.
So, the issue that we do have, though, Lewis and Guni, is that next round, Champions League, right? You've got Benoit, who's not in the squad. You've got Silva, who'll be back. What do we do? Because you've got Koulibaly experience and you've got Cucurella, who's comfortable as LCB. So, do you think Potter might stick with Cucurella, even though he did very well? Or, because Koulibaly's form, he might go for experience? That's another hard one that I don't know what Potter's going to do.
Yes, it's an interesting one, but it also depends who we draw as well. But I just think at this stage, look, when Thiago Silva's fit, you start him. He's just that player. And I've always said on here, he's one of the best defenders of this generation. And the fact that he's 37, 38 years old, maybe even, and he's performing at the level that he is, because his athleticism at this age is ridiculous. He's not slow. He's physical and he doesn't get injured too much in relation to his age, as much as he should, playing in a very physical position. So, yeah, we're lucky to have this guy. For me, regardless of the situation, in big games, he steps back in. 100%. He's just that guy for 100%. Me. Yeah, he's that guy for me. Thiago Silva said when Reece James went down, son of a bitch, not my fullback. For the love of God, red card about that Bellingham tackle on Reece James.
Thiago, the wife.
Yeah. No. Was it his missus or was it Thiago? I think it was Thiago that said that.
Maybe both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man. His wife is proper Charles, man. I
Yeah,
love that
man.
support.
One more comment, obviously, before we move on to the topics that people are here for, because the comments are spammed with barbecue hot. It's barbecue hot. Darko this,
It's
Darko
hot,
that.
man.
It's hot season.
It's hot. I don't
Yeah.
even know why I'm wearing a hoodie right now. I might need to take it off and see. It's hot.
Yeah, it's
It's hot.
hot
It's hot in
season.
here, bro.
It's hot season right now. It's a whole mad
It's
thing
hot,
right
man.
now, bro. So, but the last comment that I wanted to read is from George. He says, Leicester is absolutely horrendous on defensive set pieces. It is perfect to have Big Wes and Big Ben in the starting 11. And Koulibaly also, I can almost guarantee a corner goal from big man Benoit. So that's a bit of a decent analysis there.
Yeah.
So we've got several strong aerial guys in the box for this game, and if Leicester are not, if that's one of their weak spots, we can definitely capitalize. But Darko, in fact, I'm gonna let Lewis, since he so kindly joined us, I'm gonna let Lewis ask you the first question with
No
this whole
worries.
Chelsea situation. So Lewis, if you got a question for Darko, please
Shit,
go
I'm on
ahead.
the spot, bro. I was just gonna chill.
Oh, you was just gonna
If
chill.
something comes in my head, I'll bring it up. But you guys can start.
Weren't you a bit interested when he mentioned about Declan Rice not wanting to come to
Yeah,
Chelsea?
yeah. Actually,
All right,
I didn't
then.
see that. So what? He doesn't want to come Chelsea
Let me
after all.
get a glass of water and I'm gonna let Darko go. You crack
Way,
on,
way
Darko.
ahead of you, my friend. I'm here.
Hey,
So what? Rice don't want to come Chelsea then? Is that the thing?
Rice does not want to come to Chelsea, brother. You see all the fans on Twitter and just twerking for Rice. Listen, he's a good player, but I'm sorry to tell you guys. I'm sorry to tell you from his own mouth. He said it to me, his own mouth.
He
Doesn't want to
doesn't
come
want
to
to, or
Chelsea.
never has, or
You know what? He loves Chelsea. Don't get me wrong. In his own mouth, he loves the club, right? As of now, we have never ever made contact, fam. That's number one. Never. We've shown interest, but we've never actually followed up the interest. Yeah. On top of that, he said he's not gonna just wait along for Chelsea. If he's gonna get offers, he will move on. Like he will go to another club. Ideally, he wants to stay in London. Do you know what I mean? And he's been in talks with Mikel since October. So this is
Arsenal.
Arsenal have done a lot of work in regards to the Rice deal. From what I do know, Todd's gonna try, but he's also looking at other options. He's not a main priority. So Rice is very, 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 very unlikely. He's
Three
I would
years
say
of prop and
70%.
not a single link.
Yeah,
Interesting.
70% Arsenal that deal done. 70% done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
There's people in the comments, and naturally, this is what usually happens. This is why I'm bringing this up, Darko. So, obviously, when this news when we talk about things like this, there are skeptics out there and people that don't believe. And this is the beautiful thing about the internet, is that things are documented and they're there to stay. What I would highly urge you to do, if you don't know anything about Darko, is stop throwing out skeptical comments. Do the mature thing. Go to his Twitter, look at his record, and it speaks for himself. I'm not going to just bring on anybody just for the sake of bringing them on. Trust me, me and Darko have had several conversations before coming on this platform. Yeah, we've been talking for a long time. It's been talking for a while. So, listen, I'm not going to lie, I can vouch for the brother. He's here, he's giving you the information. He doesn't even have to do this. So we got to big up Darko. But
Every time.
with the Declan Rice thing, Darko, just to conclude, it's looking more like he's going to be going to Arsenal. No chance of him joining
North
Chelsea.
London. Yeah, it's very unlikely he comes to Chelsea as of now.
If my friend Todd Miller is in the comments, big up my friend. Big up. What you doing well?
I'm sorry for all the rice lovers. I know a lot of you love fried rice. You love jollof rice. You love Deccan rice. But I'm sorry, guys. It's just the truth. I don't like to lie to you people. Let's give you guys the truth.
The rice is expired,
He's
people.
not sure. And another thing is, because of his bestie, Mason Mount, he's also looking at that situation too. Because Mount is not really too sure about the ownership and where Chelsea are going to go. These are all doubts Rice is also having in terms of the project. He thinks he's more likely to win at Arsenal at the moment than Chelsea.
You bought up money, Mace.
And that for me, that's a bit crazy. Yeah, for me. That's crazy. You're meant to be a Chelsea boy. You're meant to be. A, listen,
Brown envelopes, hey, hey. If I speak,
Lewis, they've been lying. They've been lying to the people. You know the way these people keep forcing Rice on Chelsea.
mm-hmm.
It makes you question. You saw Enzo Fernandez. The money was there. If Chelsea really wanted Rice, he would be here. Let's be honest. He would be here.
Exactly. These
Yeah.
men threw money at everyone. They sent all of their best agents and everybody to Benfica, and they didn't even go East London once. But they'll take a whole plane out to Portugal. It's gonna be a fun summer, people. It's gonna be a fun summer.
Lewis is just loving this with his pint of water as well, man.
This is beautiful.
Listen, all right, so look, for me, Declan Rice is a good player, but I think we can live without him. Yeah, we'll get on to other alternative targets afterwards, but there was another name in there that you mentioned that, speculation's been coming out. Me personally, I feel that it's inevitable. But Money Mason Mount, what's going on with Mace?
I did try to tell them last month, Gary, the Mount, the guys that love Mount, they wanted to abuse me and attack me. The ones that hate him, they wanted to have a barbecue. They wanted to party. They were happy. So Mason Mount, he's not happy at the moment at the club, bro. Mason Mount isn't happy at the club at the moment. He does feel undervalued. He wants similar wages to Reece James. And also the issues with his image rights and the length of contracts that we want to offer him. As of now, he's been offered 7 to 8 years contract. He doesn't want to accept that because if he does, he'll be like 32, 33, which doesn't make sense for him. So there's a lot of issues. I think Mason Mount may leave, my personal opinion. I think he's very, very closer to leaving than extending.
Where's
Like,
he going?
Anywhere. I think he's going to go Liverpool. From what I do know, yeah. From what I do know, Klopp called him, Klopp spoke to him last summer to express his interest. This was all the way back last summer. So this is something that they've been watching for a long time now, and they're really pushing behind the scenes to get that done. They want Mason Mount and Jude together. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And what I do know as well, the club, they're not going to let Mason Mount start next season. If he hasn't signed a new deal, he'll be gone.
Interesting. Because obviously we're going to want to recoup some money. Because I read something earlier about how this current board were not impressed at the fact that Christensen and Rudiger had left on the free, and they don't want to repeat that with any more of the players. So I can very much believe that. But Lewis, before we move on to the next player, let me just get your feelings on Mason Mount going to Liverpool. How would you feel if you saw that happen?
Oh no. Anyway, who are we going to sign to replace him? That's the way I see it. We'll get 50, 60 mil for him. Hopefully, all of the Mount stands can go to Scouseland with him, and we can move on from this player stand.
I'll be honest with you though, Lewis. I think it's a mistake. I think, if I'm honest with you guys, I don't think they should let him go to Liverpool. Yeah, I know
I
we've got
agree.
for
If he doesn't want to resign and he's got 1 year left, it's like, what can we do? I'd have a lot more patience if he had more years, but he's got 1 year. He's not playing for a new contract. He's got the worst form of his career, and he's looking for those sorts of wages close to Reece James. It's like things just aren't going to happen, and it might be a mistake. I agree with you, but it's not like it's going to cripple us or anything. Like,
you know the issue is. You know the issue is though. Let's just say Chelsea give him what he wants, and he does somehow manage to stay. Another problem is if Potter sticks to this system of three at the back. Mason Mount doesn't fit in the system. He can't play pivot, and we can't play him on the wing. Where do you play him? This is another issue I don't think anyone's spoken, because you're giving them wages. You can't have someone with them wages on the bench.
But that's why the more things happen, the more stuff you hear. It's just understandable that he's going to go. Obviously, you wouldn't want to sell him in England. You'd rather sell him abroad. But it's like your hands are tied. It's like me and you when we were talking about the Jorginho things. Like your hands are tied, but you want to try and make some sort of profit. So you just got to sell him to whoever wants him. And if it's Liverpool, then he ends up going to Liverpool. Like, we will be fine long term without Mount. We can all agree on that. So the only annoying thing is you might be strengthening Liverpool.
Well, I don't even think it's a Mike situation. I think you will actually be strengthening them, because I can actually
Klopp will get the best out of
him. That was the next thing I was about to say. I can actually see Klopp getting a lot out of him. Personally, I'd prefer if he was to leave, not to see him go to Liverpool, perhaps to another club, perhaps abroad maybe, but that's not likely to happen. If he goes to Liverpool, it is what it is. All we can do is we have to address our own situation and hope that our choices turn out to be better than Liverpool's. And speaking of that pivot of Mason Mount and Jude Bellingham over at Anfield, is that written in stone, or is there an opportunity for another team to step in and perhaps tempt Jude Bellingham to their club instead? And I'm talking about Chelsea, obviously.
From what I do know, bro, before the World Cup started, Todd spoke to Jude's little brother, and Jude, as he wanted both of them, he wanted to try and get the both of them for this summer.
So he wants Job and Jude.
Job
Trying to
and
do a
Jude.
Hazard.
Yeah, Job and Jude. Yeah, you remember we got the Hazard brothers?
Mm-hmm.
even the third one, you remember? The young one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
So,
trying to do that again. Cool.
yeah, they're trying to do this 2030 vision thing. So that's something to watch out for. What I do know, though, with the Jude situation is that Dortmund, they want big money, a record deal for him. And if it's not going to be matched, there's a possibility Jude could extend, and they're trying to make him the highest paid player ever for Dortmund.
Ooh.
So the problem is, Madrid really want him, but they're not going to overpay. Liverpool, they've got a lot of issues they need to sort out. So I don't know if Liverpool are going to be able to afford it. Man City, they're willing to, go all out. They need a big rebuild, but at the same time, they want to overpay. Whereas with Todd Bowley, he's willing to go all the way. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And if we can convince him and his dad, Chelsea might be the right place for him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this summer. But I know a lot of people not really saying much on it, but Chelsea are very much in the mix.
Okay. Yeah, man. Hey, that's exciting stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, there's no guarantees, but I know that with Chelsea, we're gonna be in for most of the top players. Do you know what I mean? Those kind of superstar names, we're gonna have to get used to being linked with them, which is not a bad thing. What if we're gonna get them over the line as well? So that's exciting stuff. But as much as I like Jude Bellingham and as much as he excites me, I do think if we were to prioritize him over a number 6, it would be irresponsible in my opinion. Not that I wouldn't welcome him to the club, but I feel we are long overdue addressing this position, and several names keep coming up. Obviously, we've just spoken about Declan Rice. Declan Rice appears no longer to be an option for Chelsea Football Club, but the other names that have been thrown into the hat that we're seeing is obviously Romeo Lavia of Southampton, a player that I'm a big fan of. Manu Kone as well of Mönchengladbach. For him, not to me, is not as natural as a sitter as Romeo Lavia, but can definitely do a job. So let's start off with those two players first, Lavia and Kone. What's sort of the situation looking like with those two? I love them both.
Top players, man. Top players. What I do know with Lavia.
Darko, your mic. I don't know if you're covering up your mic, but
Oh, sorry.
yeah, perfect. There you are. There we go.
Yeah, with Lavia, I do know it's very hot right now. Very, very hot. Grill, barbecue, hot. Well, a lot of work has been put in behind the scenes with Lavia. What Todd wanted to do behind the scenes, he wanted to sign Lavia and Enzo on deadline day. We were so focused on the Enzo deal, and as you guys know, there were times where it was close to breaking down. There were lots of crazy things going behind the scenes, but this was something Todd really wanted to do. And then he came to the conclusion that he will buy Lavia and loan him back. But Southampton didn't want to do that. They said, you pay the big money now and you can have him because we're not going to probably be able to replace him. Todd didn't want to, get into anything like that because he saw the position Southampton are in, and he does think Chelsea will be in a better position to negotiate with them in the summer. So it's something to watch out for. It is very hot. He did speak to Potter as well. I can confirm that. Lavia spoke to Potter. He explained the project, how he will be used, his systems. He's very excited. Also, Thomas Tuchel was a big fan of Lavia as well. He watched him win a couple of youth games. Tuchel used to go to a couple of youth matches. So he's fully aware of him, liked him. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because Man City, they are very keen on him again. He's still in contact with Pep. So it's gonna be a hot summer, bro. Hot summer. But what I do know as well, Hazard spoke to him when Southampton beat us 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, 2-1. 2-1 at St Mary's. Hazard and Tebow both spoke to him because I don't know if you guys remember, we bid it on the last day of the market. So Hazard said, "You go to Chelsea, they'll look after you. You're gonna be good." I know a lot of you guys in the comments. Some of you might think Tebow's a snake.
Your mic again, Darko. Your mic.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
A lot of people think Tebow's a snake, and a lot of the fans hate him, whatnot. But I can confirm to you that Tebow was also pushing him to join
Yeah.
Chelsea. Go to Chelsea. They'll look after you. You're gonna be good there. So
I
I know a lot
also
of people are
even-
upset. A lot of people hate Tebow and upset, but he's been putting good words out for us. So, fair play to Tebow. I know he kind of done us wrong, but I know he still got love for Chelsea. You know what I mean? So,
It was for the family. It's for the family. We can.
Yeah, he done what
so
he.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I do know that United, Arsenal are also showing interest at the moment, Bayern whatnot, but from his own mouth, Chelsea is somewhere that he sees his future. So it's on us. Todd Bowley has promised to go back in for him, but you see with Todd, he makes a lot of promises and he doesn't always fulfill them. He did promise Alvarez as well. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah, I
Lewis and
remember that, but that's
Yeah.
but that's
promised
Alvarez
I'll
though.
come back for you. He didn't do it.
Yeah, but this is
So-
the thing. But this is the thing. With now, obviously they play the same position, but when we're talking about ability, it's night and day. Lavia is going to be one of the best defensive midfielders in the. He's going to be elite. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, and by the time he's 23, 24, people are going to be like, "What the?" They're not going to believe what they're seeing. I think he is that sick. Now, just one more question on Lavia from George. He's asking, "What about the buyback?" He's referring to Manchester City. Is it in 2023 or 2024? And do they have a refusal? So obviously, this is about Man City.
Yeah. So with the buyback clause, it can be activated next summer, which is summer 2024. So City cannot activate the clause this summer at all. They also have a sell-on clause too, and they also have a clause where if Chelsea or any of the big clubs do make a bid for him, they'll be alerted first. Like, okay, Chelsea made a bid. Do you want to match the bid? Do you want to go higher? And they'll have to make a decision. But with City right now, I do know that Pep is very angry with Phillips. That he's not getting along with him. Phillips got caught out the other night. This is very hot news right now. I shouldn't even be saying this, but
Okay.
I want to break it to the people. He got caught out the other night, clubbing. Pictures were sent to Pep. Pep is fuming. Pep wants to get him out. Pep wants to get him out this summer.
So this
So
is
they're
this is
looking for
Calvin
a
Phillips, yeah.
Calvin Phillips. So he's in big trouble. Big trouble. And also, you see with Foden as well, a lot of people thought, Foden was injured and he's just having time off. Foden was never injured. Foden was in Pep's bad books as well because he's being a naughty boy.
Okay. Hey, some breaking news here, Not gonna lie, people. Some breaking news. Smash the likes, man. Give the video a thumbs up. You're getting exclusives over here. Yeah. Don't worry. Forget about Fabrizio Romano and these guys. We got Darko, fam. You get me? This is the guy, blood. You get me? But that's interesting about Phil Foden. But I imagine that he's gonna still be staying at Manchester City. It will be difficult
He's
to
gonna
get him.
be staying for sure.
Yeah, he's not going
he's-
nowhere before
He's
the
not going, but
speculation
Pep is not
starts.
afraid to. Don't get me wrong though. Pep is not afraid to bin him. A lot of people think because Foden's English and he's a star golden boy. Pep has told him, if you don't buckle up, I will sell you. Pep has told him.
Yeah,
and
Pep's
he
that guy,
knows.
though.
Pep doesn't. Man City, they listen to Pep. Whatever Pep wants, they listen to him. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, even if it's Messi. If Pep, you get on his bad side like Cancelo, you are gone.
Lewis.
You are gone.
Lewis, this next question I've got for Darko, you're going to want to listen to this one. Yeah, we're going to have to take the private jet. Going to have to ask Todd Bowley, yo, we need this one to go over to Napoli for a sec. Going over to Naples. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one name, obviously, that we've been linked with. And I don't know if Darko's got any more news on anybody else. But, obviously, we're looking for a striker. Yeah. And Victor Osimhen has been linked with Chelsea very strongly. What do you
Yeah.
know about this situation? And is there any interest in any other Napoli player? I'm kind of wishfully asking this because everyone knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, it's that guy with the name. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I've got my agenda. I would love this guy at the club. But let's talk about Oshiman first though.
Yeah. Osimhen is number one striker target.
Mike, your
Mike,
mic, your mic, your mic.
Oh, can you hear me? Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
okay, guys.
Yeah.
Go from
He's
the
number
beginning.
one.
Yeah, go on.
Number one striker option for Chelsea this summer, Victor. I know there's been a little stories about Tammy's buyback clause. Some of the tier ones outlets are putting news about Tammy and whatnot, which is normal because his clause can be activated this summer. But it's just, it's just for some clicks and interaction. Don't pay too much attention to that. Tammy won't be coming back this summer, so you guys don't need to worry about that. Victor's number one choice. Vlahovic is also on the list. Ramos as well from Benfica is also on the list, but Victor is number one choice. And they've already started work to see, the cost and stuff like that. So let's see how it goes. But don't worry, I know a lot of you are scared of Tammy. Listen, he's always going to be a blue at heart, but a lot of us can agree he's not the right fit for us.
Darko. We have to circle back and go back to Germany before we permanently land in Naples because Guni forgot about another player. Yeah, we did say we'll talk about Kouadio Kone, and we didn't talk about him enough. The people in the chat are like, Guni, you forgot about Kone, you moved too fast. So we're circling back.
Oh,
Yeah, we're lucky that we've got Todd and Egbali because this is all affordable. So we can circle back, Lewis. Come, get your stuff. We're going back to Germany real quick. Yeah. So let's go back to Mönchengladbach real quick. Sorry about that, people. Guni I just got ahead of myself there. But Kouadio, talk to us about Kone.
Killer Cone. Listen, this guy is incredible. For me, this is Baby Kante. And he is going to be going for 26 to 30 mil this summer.
Sign him
No
now.
brainer.
Today.
No brainer. It has to be good. And this is someone I was screaming for last summer. I said, this man, he is needed at this club. They laughed. They said, who is this guy? If he's so good, why are all the big teams in for him? Well, I do know PSG are in for him now. Bayern are watching him. Chelsea are watching him. But the good news is our new director has got a good relationship with him, and he's very, very close to him. So this is a name he has recommended for us to look out for. So fingers crossed. I do think that something can happen, and I do know work is being done behind the scenes. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Like I said, it's going to be a very hot summer at the bridge. Very, very hot.
I did tell you people, Christopher Vivel, I think we spoke about this as well, Lewis. I did say Christopher Vivel was a big fan of Kouadio Kone, but would you take him, Lewis, at the club?
Yep. I think he fits exactly what we're looking for in terms of like young players that we can mold into a system. His stats already look good. I need to watch like Mönchengladbach to really get an idea for him, but from what I've seen, looks like a great ball carrying midfielder. Apparently has the highest dribbles per 90 out of any midfielder in the Bundesliga this season, and he's only the age of 21. I'm all for it. And I think he's only about 35 mil.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Go on.
Yeah, it's cheap. And he's played Bayern Munich at least 3-4 times. He's been man of the match 3 out of the 4 times. This guy, he's unreal. He's unreal.
Yeah. Tiny's saying apparently he's a Chelsea fan. Is it true? I heard that
he's
too.
a big Chelsea fan. Big Chelsea fan.
Make it happen. Listen, we gotta make
has
that
to be
happen.
done. And Victor as well. Another one. Victor's another big Chelsea fan too.
Who? Oshiman. Have we got back in the private already, blood? We didn't even present the passports. We're just back in Napoli already. All right, cool. We're back in Naples, fam. You get me? We eating well, fam. All right, cool. Let's go back to Naples. We'll talk about the Nigerian up top with the mask, doing the mad thing. Yeah? It's news to me that he's a Chelsea fan. But before we get more info on him, Darko, I'm gonna have to get Lewis's opinion on the player, Victor Osimhen. How high up on him? How high up on your striker list is he?
Yeah, for me, it would be the number one pick, but to me, it's just, I think Napoli would be so hard to negotiate with. I just think we'd be wasting our time with it. Like next year, maybe with a year left on his contract, I think then you could probably get something out of them. But they're notoriously hard to negotiate with anyway. We tried to get Koulibaly from them for years before actually getting them. And I think straight out of their first title-winning season in about 15, 20 years, I just think it would be impossible to pull them away from there. But if we could, I think it'd be a quality striker for us. Maybe would need a little bit of time to adjust from Serie A to the Premier League. But when that period comes through, we've got an unbelievable striker, physical, can hold the ball up, great finisher, good in the air, everything that we need. It's just, I think negotiations is going to be very hard for him.
And do you know what? A few interesting comments here in the chat. But one thing I massively agree with you on, Lewis, is just ADL. Just the owner of Naples in general is notoriously difficult to do business with. But obviously, maybe Darko can give us a bit more context into that. But before we do that, apparently, Osimhen has come out and, you know, it's quite open that he is a Chelsea fan, and he's been caught a few times, caught in interviews saying that Didier Drogba is his idol. So, you know, that's good signs. Yeah. That's good signs. But Darko, in terms of obviously Naples being a very difficult club to negotiate with, can you give us some context to this situation? Do you think they'll be willing to sell any of their star players so soon?
Yes, I believe with Victor, they will be a bit more understanding to let him go. Bearing in mind, he's about to lead them to their first title in over 20 years. Like you mentioned, he does, I think like Lewis mentioned, he's got 2 years left. This is an opportunity to get some real big money for him. And he's been a very loyal servant to the club. They do fully know that Premier League is his biggest dream. Yes, they've fought hard. And I think they will grant him his move. As long as they get their money, they're going to be very happy. Very happy. So I think, you know, negotiations-wise, what I do know is Todd and Iqbal did build a good, you know, relationship with the Napoli people over the summer because of the Koulibaly deal. Previously, they wasn't really big fans of us because of Marino and Roman. You know, the J5 deal as well. They wasn't really too happy how that went, how we just came and took J5 off them. That hurt them. So it's, you know, and I don't know if you guys remember, they said when we took J5, we're never going to do any business with Chelsea again. I don't know if you don't remember that. So there was some bad blood, but over the summer, things have cooled down. So I think it's something we can get done. As long as we put the money on the table, it will get done. But it's not going to be easy because they're going to want a lot of money.
So okay, cool. That's Osimhen definitely looks like a target. I can imagine it's going to be about 80 to 100 million, something close to that. Is that about right on the price tag, or am I a bit off here?
Minimum 100 mil. Minimum.
How much?
Minimum 100 mil. Minimum.
I could well
before
believe
you
that.
Even come and knock on the door. If you come in with below, forget it. It's not
I can well believe that. Hey, people, also, if you're new to the platform, hit that subscribe button. We're on that road to 20k. Smash that like button too. I haven't even asked how many likes we've got up in this video. Also, as well, if you don't know Lewis, then you're living under a rock. But if you don't, smash the subscribe button on his thing. His link is down there in the description as well. And also, give Darko a follow on his socials. I will be do you know what I'm going to do, actually, because I didn't tag it in this video, but we'll tag it straight after this live. I'll tag his links in the video so you can go and follow him. In fact, if you go on my Twitter now, the last retweeted or quote tweeted message is with Darko's account. So, or it's got his name linked in there. So go and give Darko a follow. He's given us some exclusive here. Very kind of you, Darko. We're very much appreciative of that. But there's obviously some more questions. People want to know about the goalkeeping situation as well. And obviously about a few outgoings. But in terms of like other positions on the pitch, let's just try and generalize it because we need another goalkeeper. I think we're going to need more than one number 6, if I'm honest, or more than one midfielder in general. But what other players should we be looking out for in the transfer market in the summer for Chelsea?
Oh, you know what? There is one player. I think Lewis is a big fan of him. I think Guni, I think you're also a big fan of him. I've been teasing the TL a bit about this info for the last couple of days.
Oh, is this what you were tweeting about yesterday?
Yeah, I was tweeting about yesterday, and some little
Okay.
whispers started coming out. Just teasing them. I wanted to just make it a surprise, but I thought, you know what? Everyone's just on your case, Guni. So I thought, let me just tease them a bit, and you know what I mean. Guni, how many people are in the comments right now?
I don't even know. I can't see right now. I'm just focused on this. I'm like the viewers right now. It's hard for
You
me to
got
just.
They have to give you some fire emojis if they want the barbecue news, bro.
Yeah,
They have to give you some fire
get them
emojis.
fire emojis up.
If
Let's get this.
if you want the barbecue news, it's hot.
You
It's
get
hot
me?
right
The
now,
barbecue
so
needs fire, people. You get me? Smash that
it
like
needs
button.
fire.
Smash that like
It needs
button.
fire. You can't have no barbecue. You have
do
to,
that.
make sure you subscribe to Lewis' channel, subscribe to Goody's
Come
channel,
on.
like up the video. Otherwise, there'll be no barbecue. I'm sorry, guys. I'll have it to myself. You guys want me to share the barbecue? You have to you have to listen to me.
Yeah, you guys got to run that up.
We're in.
Nearly at 100, guys.
Yep,
Nearly at
and
100.
we're in the last 10 minutes of the live stream. So yeah, I did. Yeah, they're going in still. Darko, they're going
We're
in.
going crazy.
My tick, like I can see the chat on the side, and it's just full of fire, blood. We're
Let's
gonna need to
go.
call the fire
Fire.
department.
Are they hungry? Ask them.
Yeah,
Are you
bro,
guys
we need
hungry?
London Fire Brigade. This is too much fire for a barbecue, bruv. You're trying to.
Are you guys hungry? Or are you guys not hungry? This is what I want to know. Do
That,
you want more?
yeah, London's
I told
burning,
them,
fam.
like Oliver Twist, are you hungry, or are you just hungry? Yeah, let me know. Hot dogs, burgers, grilled
London's
chicken,
burning.
steak, whatever you guys want, whatever you lot want. Yeah, this is one of the exclusives you'll get for now. There's another big one, but I'll have to chat to Lewis and Goon if when to drop that one because I don't know if you guys deserve it. I don't know. We'll
Lewis,
have to
what
see
we
if you
say?
guys
What we
deserve
say?
it.
That
Bro.
should we let him drop the news or not? Should we let him drop it or not?
Mm, fuck it.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
it's Darko's debut, man, on
Yeah.
the live thing. So we've definitely
You
got
know what?
you've
I'll
got to
give
drop
them
it for them. You got to drop it for them.
I'll give them one. I'll give them one. I think the other one we're gonna have to save it for a bit. There's a special one, but
Alright, calm.
we'll have a discussion off there. And we'll come to a conclusion when we can drop that one. Um, okay, guys. If you got your cutlery ready, you got your plastic plates ready. For the drinkers, you got your Hennessy and ice ready with your Coke. Put them fire
I've got my
emojis.
paperwork ready. Yeah,
Hey, you got your paperwork ready.
yeah.
Where's your lighter? Where's the lighter? Oh, you got your. Hey, where's the lighter?
Yeah.
Where's the lighter? Gooey, I need to see the fire. Where's the lighter, bro?
The light is in the jacket right about now.
You need to start the fire. You need to start the fire first, bro.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen, bro. You need to start the fire, bro.
Don't
Start
worry.
the fire, bro.
I got you guys.
Bam. Hey,
Hey,
Lewis came true. Yeah, watch him.
Awkward.
Lewis has started the fire. You see, it's getting hot. Hey, it's getting hot.
Yeah.
Hey, hot. Woo! I can feel it.
Go.
It is hot. Hey.
It's actually fucking freezing in here too. That's the worst part.
Hey, the chat's giving Lewis bare heat though. There's bare fire with the chat. Hey, Darko,
Fire.
don't keep her waiting any longer because remember, I'm one of them. I'm trying to get this news, blood.
Hey, it's hot. Just know, guys, I can confirm. In January, like we did speak to Lavia, we're working behind the scenes. There's a real chance he could potentially sign for us this summer. However, as you guys are aware, we signed Enzo Fernandez, a World Cup winner, superstar, He was amazing. An amazing coup for us. Nobody really expected us to be in a race for him. We've done our job. What I can confirm to you guys is Todd Bowley and Ed Barley have come to the conclusion Enzo needs a fantastic partner next to him.
Yeah.
Now, there's been lots of options being explored, like your Lavies, your Kones, your Jude Bellinghams, And what Todd Bowley and Ed Barley want to do, they want to make sure that Chelsea, as they told Lavia, are the Real Madrid of London. They want to dominate the Premier League. They want to dominate the Champions League. They want Chelsea to be competing for every single trophy every
Oh
single
my
year.
gosh, we're gonna
No
re-sign
matter.
Jorginho. Oh my gosh. Add to add.
Ah! Jorginho can't be this hot. Jorginho can never be this
Nah,
hot.
it's fucking freezing because of that shit.
This one, I'm feeling cold now. You're making me cold, Liz. You're making me cold.
My bad. Hold on.
Listen. Yeah. I needed that. The heat. Woo! It's hot.
There we go.
All right, I needed that heat. Okay. There was one player who he just played a cup final. He is a midfielder. Funny enough, he also has the same color as Enzo Fernandez. Funny enough, he's also Brazilian. Funny enough, Todd Bowley and the club made an inquiry for him. And Todd Bowley did come to the club with the money in the bank and the briefcase. And Todd Bowley said, how much? How much? Newcastle did respond. We don't
Oh,
wanna
so
sell
it's
him
a
at the moment.
Newcastle midfielder, yeah.
Newcastle did respond. We do not want to sell
I
him
think I
at the
got an
moment.
idea who it is.
Lewis, drop
Woo!
it. Lewis, drop it, and
Not
Darko
the
will
Bruno
confirm.
Guimaraes. Is it
Woo!
Bruno?
Woo!
Is it Bruno Guimaraes?
I can confirm this player is Bruno Guimaraes.
Hey, I'm taking him all day long.
Bruno Guimaraes.
I don't know if we could pull that one off though.
I'm
Woo!
taking him
I
all
believe
day
it. I
long.
do.
Todd
100%
Bowley,
believe it. I don't know if we can pull it off.
they thought Todd couldn't pull off Enzo. One thing I
I
can
know, but
confirm
like
to you guys,
Benfica don't have the money Newcastle do though. That's the thing. They could
that is a sticking point, 100%. However, what I can tell you guys is Newcastle have recently started up contract talks for Bruno Guimaraes as of recent. You will hear this come out very, very soon, right? And when you do see it, you will know why this has started up because Real Madrid. I've been watching the situation. However, Bruno Guimaraes is very, very torn between signing this new deal or watching to see the developments for Chelsea's interest. What I can also confirm to you guys is the likes of Santos, Willian, he has asked them, what is life like at Chelsea? He is very keen. He is very interested. Whether this move happens or not, which is going to be very tough, like Lewis said, remains to be seen. But the fact that the interest is there, the money is ready to be put on the table, Chelsea and Taboli are ready to go all out and get a star marquee signing. Not just one, there's a couple. There's another special one, but I'm going to save that for another episode.
Save that one. Hey,
Work is being done to establish if this deal can be completed. And he is interested.
So with the Bruno Guimaraes situation, because that's a player that I like very much. But again, there has to be players going out for this move to make sense because even if he does come in, we still need that number 6. We still need that Lavia.
I do. You know what, Bruno? Is he actually a 6? He's one of them ones where
he's a hype. He can do both. I hear where you're coming from, but I still want that Lavia though. I don't know, Lewis. What do you reckon? Do you think Bruno could do that job at number 6 or no?
I think he could, but do you not feel like it's another case like with Enzo, where it's like you're playing someone as a 6 who can do it, but their best qualities lie a lot further from the field?
This is where it gets very interesting.
Your mic again, Darko. The mic.
Yeah, this is where it gets very interesting because there's lots of questions, and I think it's one of them ones where Chelsea just want to get it done and work it out later. That's what they want to do. They want to get it done and work it out later. Chelsea want the best. You guys thought last summer was crazy. You guys thought January was crazy. Summer is going to be very hot. They're willing to break the bank for certain players. They're willing to make Chelsea great again. And by all means, they're ready to pay up the money to do it.
No.
Hopefully, Graham Potter can prove a lot of the fan base wrong and get his act together and start behaving like a Chelsea manager and making people think that he can lead the process. If not, he will be out the door.
Da- Lewis, I know that you've got to go soon. But Darko, how much more time have you got? Do you have much more time to talk about potential outgoings as well before we
Yeah,
end
I
the
can
stream
do that
between the
real
two
quick.
of us?
I can do that before we end
I
it. Yeah.
can't lie. I'm pushing this pod back another 50. Oh.
Okay.
Wait. I was gonna stay for another 5. I'm gonna stay for another 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool.
That's
Yeah,
cool. But
we can do the
Darko,
outgoings and then we can end this.
So I want to hear about the outgoings. I really want to hear about
Okay.
that.
What I
okay.
do know is okay. I think it's quite clear who's going to be going. Mendy will be gone this summer. That new deal looks very unlikely. He's not happy with the terms he's been offered. He's already started looking. Him and his agent have already started looking at potential new clubs. So our Champions League winner Mendy, thank him for everything he's done. You know, he had a big slump in form. We do know to perform better, but you know he will be moved on. Ziyech will be gone. I do know Newcastle have made contact with Pulisic, so that's an option. I do know Pulisic was meant to leave in January, but because of injury, it stalled the move, so he couldn't leave. So Pulisic will be definitely gone. Sarr as well. I think he's a few appearances from activating the clause from Monaco to purchase him permanently for 12 mil. So that's one to watch as well. Who else is there? Well, an interesting one is Chukwemeka. He did have a few loan offers in January. That is one to watch, depending on who comes in the summer. He could be allowed to go out on loan to get some regular football. So that is one to watch. Callum Hudson-Odoi will be moved on.
Okay.
Is there anyone else you guys want to know about? Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else you guys want to know about?
Well, there's actually one more player. I was gonna wait for the next live stream with you to ask about it, but since his name keeps flying in the chat, yeah, I've got to just ask for the people's. This is the people's question. Josko Gvardiol. We've been linked with this guy yet again, although we've got two very, very highly talented left-footed centre-backs in Levi Colwill and Big Bad Benoit Badiashile. Yeah? But the links keep on persisting. Josko Gvardiol is a target for Chelsea Football Club. How true is that news?
Very, very true and very, very hot. Chelsea are very, very keen on bringing him in. From what I do know, I don't know if you guys saw his interview just last month. He said he's very upset that the Chelsea move failed
Yeah, I
last
saw
summer.
that.
Yep. So he's been speaking to cover as well, you know, in regards to coming to Chelsea. But what I do know is Pep is in love with him, and Pep is ready to go all out to get this man. The only thing is with this is that with Chelsea right now, you don't really know the direction they're going in regards to the defense because you got Levi, Fofana, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, Trev. There's so many options. So if you are to sign him, unfortunately, Levi's going to have to be gone. It doesn't make sense to keep all these guys. And me personally, I don't think this is a priority that we should be looking at. I know he's a fantastic talent. I really rate the guy, top player. But for me, it's not really something
I
I think we need to explore.
I won't lie, Lewis. I'd rather cash my chips in on no, sorry, not cash my chips in. I'd rather take the gamble with Levi Colwill than
Same.
spend nearly 100 million on a centre back who no doubt looks like a generational talent. He's a very, very good centre back. But I also believe that we've got that capacity with Levi Colwill. I also think as well there's a lot more to come from Benoit Badiashile. So I
We've
don't
just spent too much on centre
so
back.
I don't
Yeah,
really
too
think
much.
it's necessary.
I do know Klopp is watching Levi as well. Klopp, Pep, and Nagelsmann are all big fans of Levi. So if Levi's to go this summer, City, Liverpool, Bayern are all very keen, and Brighton want him back on loan as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. He's put his new contracts on talks on hold. He wants to focus for the rest of the season, see what happens with Chelsea in the summer, then he will extend. But he wants assurances.
Okay. All right. So, people, our stream has come to an end. Yeah. We're going to be doing this again sometime soon. But until then, before then, Darko and I are going to have to see some more subscribers. We are on that road to 20K.
Facts.
Help us get up to 17K. Yeah. And we'll keep giving you the news. We'll keep feeding you from the barbecue. You get me? Yeah. But big up Darko.
Unlimited chicken for you guys. Unlimited chicken.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like he's made the promise. He's definitely made the promises. But people, thank you very much for joining in. Lewis, what have you got coming up on your channel, my brother?
Leicester preview tomorrow. That'll be the next live stream.
Okay.
Might be back on Saturday night after the game for a review, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, just daily streams. So lock in, like, subscribe. Big up Darko, big up Guni, and
Big up, bro.
big up.
You already know. And in terms of, because I see people like, bring Darko back tomorrow, bring Darko back. Listen, Darko will definitely be back. 100% Darko. We're going to have you back on the show. Next time, we'll try and talk about other positions. We'll try and talk about goalkeepers. And you never know. With Chelsea, things come fast with Chelsea. News comes quickly, so you never know. And in between that time, you can always find Darko on the Twitter. So if you go to my Twitter page, make sure you follow that too. Go to Lewis's Twitter page, make sure you follow that too. You will see Darko's Twitter account there on the tweet that I made for this live stream. Go and follow Darko if you want to get some information in between now and the next stream. Make sure you follow Darko. He is that guy. Yeah, the record speaks for itself. But Darko, big up yourself, man. Thank you very much for joining in.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah, so people, till next time, up the Chelsea tomorrow. Yeah, make sure you're here. I've got a live stream with Eunice. We're going to be talking about the Leicester versus Chelsea game, obviously the preview for that. So make sure you stay locked for that. So until tomorrow, bless up, people.
Take care, guys.
There you go.